If you've been living under a rock and don't know who Mike Tyson is, let me catch you up. This is a man who went from the streets of Brooklyn to becoming the Prince of the Rings. He isn't just an outstanding boxer, but a cultural icon who embodied the real meaning of living large. We are talking about a man who spun his way from nothing into something many would only dream of. From extravagant mansions to a lifestyle of grand splendor, Iron Mike has turned his success into a life of pure luxury. The former heavyweight champion lives a life of kings with high-end cars and even a few wild surprises. Today, we're giving you an inside look at the larger-than-life lifestyle of Mike Tyson. But first, let's talk about his earnings and his net worth. At the prime of his career, Iron Mike appealed to large audiences and became a pay-per-view king, with his fights becoming the top-selling events in boxing history. His fight against Lennox Lewis alone earned $103 million in 2002. He also made $60 million from his 2 rounds with Evander Holyfield and $35 million from his rematch with Frank Bruno. By today's standards, these 3 fight purses alone amount to around $350 million. But despite his remarkable earnings, Tyson unfortunately had to face financial ups and downs. After years of spending recklessly, Tyson was reported to be $23 million in debt, filing for bankruptcy in 2003. However, like a phoenix rose Tyson and made his remarkable comeback, this time not in the ring, but in business. His cannabis company, Tyson Ranch, his hit podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, and his other ventures allowed him to rebuild his net worth of $10 million in 2024. Today, he reportedly makes an estimated $900K per month. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching from around the world, let's take a look at how the legend Mike Tyson spent his money. One of the very first properties that Tyson owned was a 5-bedroom mansion in Ohio. The property also included a pool and jacuzzi and simultaneously featured tiger cages for, you guessed it, his pet tigers. But more on that later. The mansion also included a large basketball court and was completely bejeweled with chandeliers. In 1992, Mike Tyson was convicted for rape, for which he served 3 years in prison and was forced to sell the house in 1999 to bear the expenses. The house was sold for around $1.1 million. The house has now been converted into a church, but the bones of the original house can still be seen. The main gate still has Mike Tyson's name on it. The fireplace of the house has been converted into an indoor waterfall, and the tiger cages were demolished to make room for a pavilion. Following that, in 2003, Mike Tyson had to declare bankruptcy. Tyson achieved fame at a very young age, and his extravagant lifestyle and love for glamour did not help his finances. While he is estimated to have earned around $443 million, most of it was spent on mansions, parties, expensive cars, and exotic pets. Following his bankruptcy, he had to sell his house in Connecticut. His Connecticut mansion was a 52-room property and was bought by the rapper 50 Cent for $4.4 million. This was a 45,000 square foot estate with 21 bedrooms and 25 bathrooms, coupled with an indoor pool, a hot tub, an indoor basketball court, a nightclub, a screening room, and a recording studio. The entrance was also decorated with a lion statue, which rounded up the maintenance cost of the property to about $65,000 per month. During an interview, when asked about whether Tyson believed the Connecticut house was his worst purchase, another lavish property once owned by the legendary Mike Tyson and his ex-wife Monica Turner was the Maryland estate purchased in 1995. This huge estate was their family home until the early 2000s. The luxurious retreat is only 30 minutes from Washington, D.C. and consists of 7 bedrooms, a large gym, a game room, a swimming pool, and a sports court. And if that's not enough, there's even a piano room for when it's time to wind down. Tyson and Turner enjoyed many years here before divorcing in the early 2000s. The property eventually went to Turner when both of them parted ways. In May of 2020, the house was listed at $9.1 million. The grand Las Vegas mansion is infamously known for its appearance in the Hangover movie. This Italian-style estate, located in the exclusive Seven Hills community of Henderson, marked Tyson's comeback after years of financial trouble. The 5,740 square foot mansion, built in 2001, is a masterpiece consisting of 6 bedrooms and bathrooms. Entering the home, you're greeted by a 25-foot-high lit wall leading into the grand reception area. Farther down the great room, you can find a wet bar and a cozy fireplace. The center island kitchen comes equipped with another wet bar and a wine cellar. The family room, complete with its moon-shaped wet bar, adds a unique outlook to the space, while the vaulted ceilings and walls of windows light up the interior of the house. Step outside and the mansion continues to impress with its huge backyard oasis. Tyson's infinity pool, 2 spas, and waterfall make this the ultimate refuge from the desert heat. There's also a large patio featuring a fire pit, barbecue area, and even a pool bathroom. Imagine hosting a summer party here. With 4 fireplaces to keep things warm during chilly desert nights and a garage with space for 4 cars, the estate is truly fit for a champion. For golf enthusiasts, Tyson's mansion is located right by the 18-hole Rio Seco Golf Club. The surrounding Seven Hills community offers outdoor activity opportunities like basketball courts, tennis courts, and football pitches across 4 large private parks. Mike Tyson managed to find new beginnings in a more modest yet sophisticated house. After years of financial ups and downs, the former heavyweight champion made a fresh start in 2015 by purchasing his $2.5 million real estate in Henderson, Nevada, just a stone's throw away from the iconic Las Vegas Strip, which to this day is his only property. Situated on nearly an acre of land, the property is an ode to the shift in Tyson's new lifestyle, away from the extravagance of the past to a more refined living. While this 10,400 square foot house is no less impressive and much larger compared to the average American house, it is a significant size down from his previous estates. Despite the home's understated vibe, it still retains its luxury features like stone fireplaces, iron railings, and intricate marble work that show that Tyson's taste for finer things still hasn't faded. The house consists of 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. The interior of the house has a classical Italian design featuring elements like marble floors, ironwork, and a grand spiral staircase. The floor-to-ceiling windows offer a grand look to the house, paired with the classical design features like arched doorways and coffered ceilings that add a touch of elegance to the modern house. The mansion features not one, but rather 2 grand master suites, each offering huge living spaces and stunning views of the property. The house is completed with a media room, wine cellar, and a large covered patio to cater to the needs of entertaining guests and hosting parties. The outdoor space is equipped with top-class features like a stunning disappearing edge pool, a spa, and an outdoor kitchen. Further, the property has 2 full guest houses, including an apartment. For Tyson, the love for animals ran deep. Growing up, he was very fond of pigeons. Tyson detailed in an interview that his very first fight was over a pigeon. As Tyson himself puts it, "Pigeons define who I am." Over the years, his love for birds turned into an expensive hobby. It is believed that Tyson spent around $400,000 on these birds throughout his career. But Tyson's love for animals didn't stop with pigeons. At the height of his fame, he took things up a notch by bringing home some truly exotic pets, like his white Bengal tigers. The 2 majestic cats were often seen by his side. Each tiger reportedly cost him around $60,000, but that's just a start. The cost to maintain and feed them were even more, around $750,000 per year. In true Tyson fashion, Mike didn't just stop at tigers either. Over the years, he had a puma and even the king of the jungle, a lion, as pets. Mike Tyson first fell in love with cars when he rose to fame as the youngest heavyweight champion of all time back in 1986. His paychecks got bigger, and so did his fleet of rapid cars. Tyson was never shy to spend his cash on the finer things in life. This also extended to the dozens of vehicles he collected. Among his most liked cars was the Ferrari 512 TR. He also drove another famous Ferrari, the F50, which cost him $650,000, as well as an only two-of-a-kind 456 GT, which retailed to $210,000. This high-performance model was suited to Tyson's no-nonsense style. Tyson's garage, though, wasn't just Ferraris. He also had a soft spot for British luxury, owning more than one Rolls-Royce. After winning the heavyweight championship in 1988, his manager, Don King, gifted him 2 of his first luxury rides, a Rolls-Royce Corniche and a stretch limo, worth a combined €315,000, an astronomical sum for 1988, which is valued at roughly $1.2 million today. The Rolls-Royce showed the world he had made it. By the time he was just 22, Mike already owned multiple luxury vehicles, including his second Corniche and a Rolls-Royce Silver Spur worth $143,000. While many of Tyson's cars are Ferrari models, the collection also includes one less expected example, a Lamborghini, a yellow Super Diablo twin turbo which cost him nearly $500,000. He is reported to have spent a similar amount on a Bentley Continental SC. Of all the extravagant purchases Mike Tyson made during his legendary career, one that stands out the most is the golden bathtub. In 1988, at just 22 years old and already a household name, Tyson was at the peak of his fame, newly married to actress Robin Givens, and ready to spend lavishly. And what better way to show his affection than by gifting his then wife a 24-karat gold bathtub worth $2.2 million. Unfortunately, the 24-karat tub wasn't enough to save their tumultuous marriage, which ended after just 12 months. Years later, the golden tub made headlines again when British billionaire Durwood Hodgegrass bought it in 2013 for about half of what Tyson originally spent. Another surprising item on the list of Mike Tyson's most outrageous expenses: cell phones and pagers. I know, it doesn't get more 90s than that, does it? Between 1995 and 1997, Tyson totaled up $230,000 on just this expense. That's almost worth $460,000 today. Friends, family, staff, and anyone in his entourage were fully connected thanks to Tyson's six-figure phone plan. Too bad they didn't offer unlimited text and talk plans back in the 90s. With Tyson traveling the world as a global superstar, it's easy to imagine the international minutes piling up. But $230,000 a year on mobile phones and pagers? That's just a bit excessive, even for someone of Tyson's fame. Looking back, Tyson has laughed about the over-the-top spending during his prime. While most of us were trying to avoid long-distance charges, Tyson was making sure his entire crew was never out of reach, no matter the cost. Known for his love of luxury, Tyson spent approximately $100,000 every month on jewelry and clothes. That's nearly $200,000 in today's money. And if you thought that was over the top, you're gonna love what comes next. In January of 2000, Tyson decided to take some time for a little retail therapy at Graf Diamonds in London in between his scheduled flight. Tyson treated himself to a diamond watch with a sapphire dial, a dazzling emerald, and diamond bracelet, and not one, but two pocket watches with the grand total adding up to $688,400, or around $1.3 million in today's money. When asked who would settle the bill, Tyson coolly said that either promoter Frank Warren or Showtime would cover it. Unsurprisingly, neither Warren nor Showtime were thrilled about the surprise expense. Tyson was asked to either return the jewelry or face criminal charges. A furious Tyson threatened to leave back to the US, and to save the event, the managers struck a deal. 6 months later, upon his return to London, Mike decided to drop by Graf Diamonds once again. This time, however, he was informed he was no longer welcome in the store because the last payment still hadn't been settled. The jeweler eventually took Tyson to court, but the case was resolved amicably. It seems even for a superstar like Tyson, sometimes you can have a bit too much of a good thing. Now, it may not compare to the millions Tyson spent on cars, jewelry, and houses, but even Mike Tyson must look back and question some of the personnel he had on his payroll. Among those being paid were a $125,000 a year animal trainer, a hype man named Crocodile who earned $300,000 in 1996, and even the president of the Mike Tyson fan club, who was reportedly paid $1,000 a week. The boxing world is full of excitement following Mike Tyson's announcement of returning to the ring, this time against an unconventional opponent, YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul. Originally scheduled for July 20th, the fight was postponed due to Tyson's medical issues. Now set for November 15th, it is going to air live on Netflix. Although the exact financial figures are not yet known, Tyson is reported to make an estimated $20 million for the fight, while Jake Paul has offered him an additional $5 million if he lasts more than 4 rounds. And there it is. Now you know how Mike Tyson decided to spend his multiple fortunes. From million-dollar jewelry to exotic animals and lavish homes, Iron Mike has lived a life most of us can only dream of. But with all that extravagance, we want to know, what do you think was Mike Tyson's most outrageous purchase? Let us know it down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this peek into the life of a legend, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the world's most luxurious lifestyles. See you next time.